So, from Little Rock, you were committed to Memphis, then you went to California. Why did you choose California?
It seemed like the best scenario for me at the time. I was in Vegas for my high school year at Findlay Prep. They fired Tubby Smith from Memphis end of the year in around March, so I just didn't really know what to do. I was just waiting to see what was open, and then Cal came knocking on my door, seeing if I was interested, and then they were there the next day. They said they really wanted me, saying I would play a lot of minutes and that I'd get a lot of experience out of it. So it seemed like a really good opportunity for me.
What'd you learn first year in the Pac-12?
College is no joke. There's a lot of great talent in the Pac-12. There's a lot of adversity that we went through as a team, and I bonded a lot with those guys. But I really learned a lot in my first year.
What'd you improve on the most?
I don't really know. That's a hard question. Kind of just being a team player. Not really being about myself, but it's all about everybody to be able to succeed. I think that's the biggest takeaway from it.
What factored into your decision to come from California back to Arkansas?
I almost say it was luck. The Cal coach getting fired to Musselman getting the job here, it was kind of like, almost like fates collided.
Yeah.
Once he reached out to me, saying he was interested, it was just seemed pretty surreal and cool to come back home to Arkansas.
Have you heard anything about the waiver?
No, I'm still waiting. It's a struggle.
So, what has that been like, practicing and not knowing if you're going to play or not?
It's just every day goes by, and I've been asking compliance all the time have I got my waiver yet? Have they said anything? But it's just stressful going through every day not knowing if I'll be able to play or if I'll have to sit out, because you kind of just have to have two different mindsets going into each one. You have a year that if you redshirt, you got a year to sit out and really develop your body and yourself, or if you play, you got to really focus on the year coming up, who you got to play, and all those different things, getting ready for game time mentality. So kind of being stuck in between those two things has just been hard, but I've gotten through it.
So if you do play, if you do get the waiver, what do you want to bring to the team?
I for sure bring in some more height. That's needed, but sort of a little bit of leadership I feel like I'm bringing. The big guy always has to be vocal, so I feel like I can really help the team out in that regard. And they definitely need a lot more size, because they almost have to play small ball coming up. So being able to have more size means that they can, play more natural positions, and it'll help us as a whole kind of, be who we're supposed to be.
Talk about being a leader. There's a lot of older guys on the team, some grad transfers coming in, and Jimmy and Gene Towle, and then some guys that have been in the system. Why do you think that you could be a leader on the floor?
I just have a lot of experience, and also coming from a different background. Going to Findlay, going to Cal, I just have different experiences that I can kind of show these guys as well. But just being vocal is a big part. We just need to have a lot of vocal leaders out here.
So on the other side, if you can't play, what do you want to focus on this season?
Yeah, I just really want to focus on my body, getting stronger and faster, and also working more on the game. Being able to put the ball on the floor more, being able to hold my own a lot more in the post. I think those are really big things to work on.
Has the limbo been tough where you're practicing not knowing whether you're eligible or not?
Yeah, it's been tough. Not really knowing if I'd be able to play or not. So
the weights and all that's a big thing if you can't play.
Yeah.
Your outside shooting, not many seven-footers have the shot. Is that something you've just always done all your life? Or?
Yeah. I've always been able to shoot a little bit. I can say I got it from my mom. She played here. She's always had a kind of a touch. So when I was growing up, my coach just let me shoot. So I've just really developed it over the years.
I was gonna say, it looked like you and Isaiah got a pretty good game of horse.
Yeah. Yeah, we try to play sometimes.
Or do you really?
No.
I wouldn't doubt it. Man, you're shooting today.
Thanks.
So going back kind of to the off season and weight stuff, you know, you've had this trying to gain weight for a long time. What's been different about coming to college and the weight program in there?
There's a lot more opportunity to eat. When I was in high school, you know, you're stuck in, you know, especially like 9th to 11th grade, we were stuck in, you know, 8 periods a day. You have lunch and that's it. So my mom would pack, you know, little lunch bags for me to take as snacks throughout the day. So growing up, it was always a struggle. But being here, they have a dedicated, you know, sports nutritionist for us. And she's always there helping us, you know, with what to eat. We got smoothies right after practice. We know, you know, where and when to get breakfast, lunch, dinner, you know, snacks in between. We have everything we need. So I feel like here, you know, you're set up for success. And the only way you can fail is if you want to fail.
What have you learned from Coach Musselman since you've met him?
A lot. I mean, I can't really say I've learned one specific thing, but he's just a really good coach. I could say I'm learning from him every single day. But you know, he knows how to get people to NBA. He runs an NBA style offense, so I feel like just taking things in one day at a time would really help us.
Mason was talking about how, you know, Coach Musselman and his staff will just chart everything. It's like anything that you do on the court, man, they're charting it. What has that brought to your game?
Yeah, they're stat freaks. They just love charting everything. And being able to see that, you know, during the summer they chart a whole bunch of different things. And at the end of the summer they showed us all. And being able to see, you know, how many assists, how many turnovers, rebounds and everything kind of puts into perspective how we're doing on the court. So we kind of see, okay, I'm not doing so good on rebounds. I need to work on getting more rebounds. And you can talk to the coaches about that, and they can, you know, help you with that. So it's brought a larger part to it because we've been able to see what we've done wrong or things that we haven't done as well at and how to improve on it.
Coach Musselman was talking about conditioning and having to run the mile and things like that. And how has that helped your game?
Conditioning is always a big part of, you know, any sport that you do, but especially basketball. Being 7 foot, you know, it's hard to be conditioned, you know, because it's harder on your body. But I think he's done a really good job of making sure that, you know, I'm getting conditioned, but not to where my legs are going to fall off. You know, like I won't be able to practice. So I think he's done a really good job of you know, seeing all the conditioning that we need to do, but also not pushing it too far.
All right, I'll let you go after this one. You know, whether it is this year or next year, what are you most looking forward to when you run out on the court on Bud Walton Arena when you're finally able to play?
I don't know. It'll be fun to hear all the people call the Hogs, you know, when we're on the court. You know, I've always been in the stands doing that, but you know, being on the court, it'll probably be a different feeling.